TGS has already ended, but that doesn't stop us from featuring some interesting things we stumbled upon there. We present to you 8 indies that caught our eye in TGS. I had the privilege of talking to the devs of 3 of the games that we're talking about, and the other 5 I found by going through the many flyers and booklets that I mindlessly accumulated during our short 2-day stay there. So without further ado, let's take a look-see. One of our favorite indies of last year makes an appearance at TGS to promote their game in Japan as well as talk about their upcoming DLC. We went to their booth and we were able to have a little chat.
Until Then is an experimental type of visual novel game. It's more like interactive fiction where you follow a teenage Filipino boy, Mark, who is in high school and he's lazy and he's a bum. But then all of a sudden a large mystery about how people have started disappearing in the rain starts to happen. And so you have to figure out why this is happening along with his friends. For our direction, we, especially from Nicole, we really took from our personal life because we're all of the same or at least similar age range around 1997 to 2000. So we really wanted to portray exactly how we experienced it back then. The team was always involved every step of the way in making sure the direction of the game was how we experience the Philippines, not Filipino for Filipino's sake, trying to put a smudge up in there.
It's a very collaborative team in the sense that everyone gets to have a say in giving comments and giving input on what their experiences were, what they can add to the game, what everyone collectively has in common and has experienced, and that we think would be valuable additions to the game. So it's all a collection of our experiences.
Can't really say much about the DLC except what the teaser confirmed that Sophia is in it. But one of our descriptions is that it's about the situational effects of loss and how we go through.
All we can say is that we hope you guys can look forward to it because it will be coming within this year.
So that was Until Then. Look out for their DLC, and if you haven't yet, check our review of their game. And if you're interested, go check their game out. Available on Steam for $20. I stumbled upon this booth and they had a pretty interesting idea for a rhythm game, so we took some time to talk to the devs about it.
This is Projekt Godhand. As you can see, the tagline is Ultimate Tool-Assisted, Bullshitting Keyboard Destruction Rhythm Game. And what that means, if you take a look at the notes that are falling down, usually with rhythm games when a note in a certain lane touches the indicators at the bottom, you have to hit a certain key. But in this game, it only matters whether it's on the same half of your keyboard. So notes that fall down the left half of the screen, you can hit them with any key on the left half of your keyboard. Notes that fall down the right side, you can hit them with any key on the right half of your keyboard. And that allows us to make very kinetic and dynamic charts that are way more keyboard smashing than you could possibly do in any other game.
I'll admit that taking the specificity of the note hits out and letting any key hit count sounds like it's taking the skill out of the game. But after playing it, just learning to unlearn your rhythm game instincts is a challenge in itself. It's also potentially more ergonomic because you don't have to force your fingers into awkward positions. Just hit the desired number of keys and you're good. And the songs themselves, at least the ones on the demo and the show floor version, were pretty damn good too. Interstellar Clouds was my favorite.
I've been stargazing for interstellar clouds. Heaven, give me the chance to make a dream come true.
Also, if you know the game A Dance of Fire and Ice, one of the devs of that is working on this one too. So check Projekt Godhand out. They're also planning collabs with other indie games, so be on the lookout. Wishlist it on Steam and try out their free demo. Heck, if you liked it, consider buying their early access for around $12 as well. We went around a little more and we saw this game with this cute little robot, so we tried it out and talked to the devs about their game.
Initially, it looks like a regular platform 2D 2.5 platformer where you need to explore a nuclear power plant because there is a big disaster like in Chernobyl. So apparently it looks like that, but the gameplay is different than other platformers. The control is different. So they have to send a special robot. It was designed to go to Mars So it's a robot that you can give him orders and he's going to operate by himself. So you are in command of this robot and you have to give him orders to do the stuff you want.
You have to think in advance what the terrain is, and you have to like input your commands in advance.
That's exactly right. Let's say I want to go to the front door, and I think, okay, I have to go here, turn left, go to advance like 100 meters, turn left again, and then operate the door to open. So this is like this, but with the commands of the game.
Are there any like influences or like games that made you think that this game is really nice? I want to put my own spin on it.
I mean, we are all live gamers. So if you are a gamer, you have a lot of influences. It's not just one. Every game that makes you feel something special has a little touch in the game. When I was a kid, and now I used to play Dungeons and Dragons, and you have to choose during the dialogue. And this is based on Dungeons and Dragons gaming, because there's a lot of dialogue in the game with NPCs and stuff, and there's no turning back. When you choose an option, there's no back button or anything like that. And all the classic puzzle games that we all know, like Inside, Limbo, they are inspirational, but the gameplay is so different that it's just an inspiration, but nothing else.
So what were the hardships that you went through when you were like trying to develop this game?
I mean, this is developing the game by two people is a very challenging thing, because a game is huge. Even a small game like this is huge. So you have to think, okay, who's gonna make the music? And this is like raise your hand if you can make music. And okay, I'm doing the music. So who's gonna program? He program every line. Who's gonna do blah blah blah? So the more the one that can do anything, so every one of us has to do 10 different things that other people professionally is just one person just for that, or more, or 10 person just for that. Learning how to do things for the game is the big challenge. So that's Node. Sounds like a very interesting puzzle game. It's been out since August 29 of this year, so check them out if it piqued your interest. Node, the last favor of the Antarii, is on sale for 20 USD. We're moving on to the games that I didn't get to visit directly because 2 days just isn't enough time to see what TGS has to offer. I'm serious. Even with me trying to really maximize my time and not eating lunch, it's really not enough. TGS is that huge. So like I said in the intro, we're going to dig through the flyers and cards we got from the show floor and see what we could find. Let's start with something eccentric. Looking through the flyers, one stood out to me. Thigh rhythm game? Seeing a game clearly directed at my preferences, I just had to check it out. So I bought it. MOMO Crash is a game that was released just a week before TGS, and it's ridiculous. The premise is that a few years ago, a virus broke out, marking the start of the thigh-demic. It turned people into zombies who just wanted to look for nice thighs. Relatable, am I right? Fast forward to the present, and society is beginning to learn to live with the virus. But then a new strain of the virus pops up because a terrorist organization called the Thigh High Council tampered with the virus to make it more potent. The only hope for society is for the Thigh Warriors to swoop in and make thick thighs save lives again. And for some reason, it's a rhythm game? Okay. You play as 3 characters: Seika, Hikaru, and Daya. All 3 have their own storylines to follow, as well as unique character designs. Again, it's a really campy story, and it's fun if you just turn your brain off and enjoy the thigh ride. The rhythm game section seems fairly simple, but it still provides a fairly good challenge. So there are only 3 different node types: the souls that you have to give the thigh service to, the virus that you have to kick away, and cats that you hold on to on your lap. Again, fairly simple, but will get you tongue-twisted, finger-twisted if you're not quite used to it yet. It's a simple rhythm game with a pretty outlandish story and premise. It's available on Steam right now for about 12 USD, so why not save the world one thigh at a time? The second one is a bit more normal. We're taking a look at Iris Odyssey. Wow, look at that, I actually have 2 flyers. Iris Odyssey is a visual novel revolving around Fuka. Fuka is an orphan who was recently adopted into a wealthy family. However, one thing has been on her mind these past few years. Her blood-related brother went missing.
Ever since his disappearance, Fuka has been trying to look for him, constantly keeping contact with authorities and her former orphan home to find out what really happened. Lately, her family also hired a tutor who is apparently also the ambassador for a small country. Also, Fuka has the power to control a tiny little angel? What's going on? Now that all sounds like it's unrelated, but Fuka's brother, her new tutor, and her powers are all related somehow. How? Well, you'll just have to unravel the mysteries of Iris Odyssey. Right now, they have a free demo up, so if you want a taste of this mysterious visual novel, give it a try. Maybe wishlist it if you end up liking it. It's aiming for a full release in 2026. I somehow got my hands on this little catalog, and in it were a few games that caught my attention, and so we're featuring them here. First on the list is Apopia, or Apopia? Anyway, it follows the story of a girl named Mai and her little furry friend Nico as she tries to find a way home. The game will have you solve a lot of puzzles and play various minigames against your enemies throughout your journey home. It features a charming, cartoony art style, but don't let the colorful art fool you. Apopia is hiding something underneath its cheerful facade. Apopia seems like an interesting little adventure and it's available for wishlisting on Steam. The game is aiming for a Q4 2025 release, so be on the lookout. Another game that was on the catalog was Mononoke No Kuni. This game leans more on the Japanese mythology vibe. It tells the story of Taiki, a boy who recently lost his only family, a dog named Musashi. Musashi is miraculously revived when Taiki prayed at a shrine, but there's more to this miracle than meets the eye. Mononoke No Kuni is an action RPG that takes you around a mystical world inspired by Japanese mythology. It features a lot of mononoke and yokai like Oni and Nekomata. And of course, at the center of the story is the bond between a boy and his dog. It's looking to be an interesting game that's sure to be full of mystery as well as emotional moments. Maybe Tissue needs to be prepared for this game because pet stories, they hit different. You can wishlist it on Steam if you're interested, and it's aiming for a release next year. For our last game, let's lighten the mood a little. It's still about dogs, but it's not as serious. We got this card from a game called Barkour. It sounds exactly like what you think. Okay, maybe exactly like what you think, plus it's dog Metal Gear. What? Yeah, you play as the dog Thunder, a special agent on a mission to save the world. You have to use all the skills Thunder has at his disposal: doggy parkour, spy gadgets, and of course, your sneaky spy abilities. The game reminds us of your typical 3D platforming action-adventure games like Spyro, Ratchet & Clank, Super Mario Odyssey, and all that, but with a spy dog twist. So if you enjoyed any of those above games, maybe you'd want to check out Barkour. They have a Steam page and you can wishlist away as much as you want. Well, that's it for indies that caught our attention in TGS. We'll leave links in the description, so check out whichever game you think is interesting. Thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe for more video game related videos. This has been Game8, and we'll see you next time.